What's up, guys? Let's do a full startup for F-18C in DCS. This is using Coldfront's checklist that you can get in the user file section from DCS. There's several on there you can download. It's just the one that I like to use. This isn't going to be 100% accurate, but it's pretty involved, and I definitely like it. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll pull up his checklist by doing right shift K, and then we're going to page over with our bracket key. Interior check, don't really have to worry about. The only thing that I like to check on here, you need to remember, is check your throttles. If you're using like external throttles, you know, make sure that they correspond with the game. So yeah, those are good. Let's go on over to the next few pages. All right, startup page, engine start. We're going to right shift P and pull our pilot down, hide him. All right, battery switch on, first line item. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll right click the battery switch. It is now on. Item 2 says fire warning, test A and B channels. So we're going to go over here to the fire warning. We're going to right click it and hold it to test the A channel.
Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
There we go. All right, she's done squawking. Now, this part isn't in the checklist, but I read somewhere that this was something they had to do to reset the tape of all the different warnings. So what you do is you would left-click the battery switch, and then right-click it again, and then left-click test B, and that'll cycle the B side.
Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
All right, there we go. She's done. Next line item 3 is going to be APU switch on, ready light within 30 seconds. So we'll come over here to the left-hand side. We're going to left-click the APU. It's going to start running. And we'll wait for the green light to come on. There we go. Got our green lights. Line item 4 says engine crank switch right. So we're going to go over here and right click the engine crank switch, and it'll go to right. You'll hear your right engine start to spool up. There we go. We got to move our throttle to idle. Throttle is at idle now, and usually it says in here at 15%, but I've seen some people say 20 plus, but I think NatOps says like 18% maybe. There's our Hornet howl. Engine's coming up. All right, there we go.
Flight controls.
All right, line item 6, GPWS voice alerts. We just heard her squawk on that, so that's all good. Line item 7 is going to be DDI, HMPCD, HUD, UFC, avionics, and radar altimeter all owned. So we're going to do that by right-clicking you today. Right-clicking that one today. Let's hide the control stick by left-clicking it. Now we're going to do the HMPCD. We'll scroll him to bright. We'll scroll our HUD up to bright, and we'll get our upfront avionics going. IFF own, TAC-in own, ILS own, Datalink own twice. That's a big one. Don't forget to do that twice. And then beacon, I don't think does anything game, but I go ahead and turn it on anyway. Now, what I always like to do is come down here to the HMPCD and turn this map off because you can't see anything. And let's stop the flashes on our bit test there. Line item 8 says HMD switch on, so we'll do that. We'll left click and scroll it all the way on. Line item 9 is EMI IFEI. After engine start, it may be necessary to advance power above idle to get the ECS turbine started. You want to make sure all these parameters are good. I don't run with failures. That's the one thing I turn off in game, and I've never had any issues, so it's always going to be good. But there you go. Everything looks good on that. Line item 10 says bleed air knob. The bleed air shutoff valves close during the fire warning test, and the bleed air knob must be cycled through off to norm with AC power on to reset the valve. So the way we do that is we go over here to the bleed air knob, and we're just going to right click this thing 3-4 times, and that'll cycle it. That is good. Line item 11 says warning and caution lights. We want to test those. So we'll come over here to the test and left click that, hold it. Make sure everything's lit up. Yeah, it's all good. You don't have any bulbs burn out in game, so it's not like it's really a thing. Line item 12, engine crank switch left. Let's do that. We'll do that by left clicking it. We'll wait for it to get to 18, and then we'll advance the throttle to idle. 17, 18, there we go. She's coming up. Once again, there's our Hornet howl. Sweet, that's a good engine. Let's clear this master caution out. Line item 14 says engine crank switch check off. Like I said, it always does it, so shouldn't be a thing. Like I said, I ought to try it with failure zone sometime just to see if it actually affects this stuff. Line item 16, external electrical power disconnect. Yeah, we didn't use that, so we're good on that. Line item 17 says left DDI to FCS, so we'll go to FCS. There you go. You see we got all our X's. We'll take care of those in a second. Right DDI to bit. It's already on the bit test. HMP CD to HSI map off, so that is good too. All right, next page. Bracket over. Cockpit setup, waypoint 0 and magnetic variation. That's grayed out, so that's something that we don't do. INS knob to CV, ground or IFA. Okay, so we're going to do ground because we are shore based right now, so we're going to right click that, the ground, and the next thing we want to do is do stored heading. Box that, and that'll do the fast alignment. It doesn't tell you that in the checklist, so don't forget to do that or you will be stuck with long alignment. Line item 3, radar knob to operate. Twice, right click, there we go. Wing fold is good, our wings are down and locked. Line item 5, FCS reset button, so we want to push it and hold it. Hold it for a few seconds. There we go, that's good. And now you see all our X's are going, our FCS page here. Line item 6, flaps go to auto, so right click this twice. Line item 7, FCS exerciser. This is a cool one. I like this one a lot. So it says hold paddle and FCS reset. So in game, unless you change your key bindings, your paddle switch should be Y. So what you want to do is hold down the Y key and then hold down your reset button. And that's going to initiate the exerciser. And basically, what this does is it warms up the hydraulics and stuff like that and kind of moves the hydraulics around some. I don't think they do this every time they start the plane up. I think they do this more like if it's really cold or if the plane's been sitting for a while. You can comment down below, tell me if I'm wrong with that, but I don't think that's a regular thing that they do. All right, line item 8, flaps back to half, so we'll left click them. There we go. Line item 9, FCS bit test. Perform, hold the paddle and the bit push tile. So you go to the bit push tile by going over here to your bit page. This top left corner, you want to click FCS MC. That's going to take you to FCS, and it's basically the same thing. You're just going to hold your Y key and then hit that, and it's going to start going through all the flight controls on its own. Now, I do think this is a test that they do every time. But you can see it's moving them all around. I love these. Like, you never see anyone do these on the flight line in multiplayer. So at a minimum, even if I don't do like the full startup, I definitely try to at least incorporate this one. It's just cool to see a plane sitting there going through the flight controls. All All right, our FCS bit is done. As you can see, we've got goes on everything, so that's good. Next part is going to be trim, check, pitch, roll, yaw, trim for a proper movement, and then set for takeoff. So we'll trim her down. There we go. That's working. Trim her up. Yeah, that's working. Trim her left. That one's working. And trim her right. That one's working too. So that's all good. Line item 11, take off trim button. Press until trim advisory displayed. I just come over here and hold it down for a few seconds. There you go. That should be good. And you'll know you're good to go if you look on your FCS page and you see stab and it's 12, then you know you're good. Your trim set. Flaps back to auto, so we'll right click that one more time, and then line item 13, we want to check the controls to plus or minus a 1 degree tolerance. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at our FCS page. We're going to cycle through the controls on the stick, right? We're going to do, let's see, what is it? Full aft. So we'll start out with full aft, and we should be looking for 24 in use stabilators. So we'll pull all the way back. You see 24 on the stab, so we know we're good with that one. Full forward is going to be 3 in use, so we'll look at that. Yes, 3, that's good. Left, and let's see, let's find it. Check for 20 units differential, so that's what we're going to be looking for. So you see left is 22 and right is 2, so that's 20 units differential. That's good. Let's do right. 2 and 22, that's 20 units differential. That one is good as well too. Okay, let's go back to flaps half now. That is line item, or actually, no, it's just B of that test. So let's go back to half, left click. And now we're going to check our rudder. Let's see, rudder cycle 30 degrees left and right. We'll try that. There we go, 30, 30, and 30, 26. Actually, the first one was 30, 29. That's good enough, though. Next line item is going to be 14. It says trim set for takeoff. This depends on your weight and how you're taking off. So we're doing shore base. There is no weight associated with shore base. It's just going to be 12. So we've got 12 set. If you're doing a carrier or something and you needed to know your weight, then you could just come over here to menu and then hit tack and then go to checklist, and it's going to tell you your weight right here, 41,260. So if we were taking off from a carrier, we would do 16 degrees, but we don't have to worry about that, so we're good. We'll go back to bit. Line item 15 says refueling probe, launch bar, speed brake, resting hook, pitot heat, cycle them all. Launch bar is optional for shore ops. We're not going to do launch bar, but we will do the probe. There we go. Hook. Get him down. Pitot heat on, and speed brake. All right, speed brake's out. Everything looks good. It's all working. All right, speed brake back in. There we go. Pitot heat off. We're back to auto. Hook up, and refueling probe is extended, so we'll go with that. Left click him, get him back in. Line item 16 is O-Box control switch on, so we'll go way back here to the back left and left click U. Line item 17, we don't have to worry about oxy flow knob. 18, APU, verify that it is in fact off. So yeah, the switch is cycled to off and the green light is off as well too. So we'll go with that. Fuel set bingo. So we'll come down here and we'll left click and hold. We'll do 2000. Click it a few times. There we go. 2000 bingo set. Altimeter set. I think this plane auto sets altimeter, right? It's 29 or 9 or 7, and that is correct. We didn't touch it, so we can always just double check that. Radar altimeter on and set. Let's do... There we go, 300 feet. That's good. Bits, note degrades and fails. So I think everything's good to go except our weapons. We're not bothering with those right now. Sensors, IFF, TAC in, ILS, data link, all set. This is line item 23. The only one we need to do is TAC in. We're going to set 116, and that's for our particular departure here. That's going to be the LAS VORTAC. We'll box. Go ahead and box. TAC in. Stores profile, mode, fuse, E-fuse, drag, all this stuff is highly dependent on what you're carrying. For us, we were carrying a few laser guided bombs, so we'll go mode. We'll do auto E-fuse. We'll do instant, and everything should be good. Mode, auto, E-fuse, instant. All right, next page. Countermeasures set as required. That's highly dependent on what exactly you're going to be doing as far as countermeasures. So we're just going to put this guy in standby. I'm going to put my dispenser on bypass. Get our RWR up. This is the one thing I've always been kind of, I've been fuzzy on, like, because I've seen some things reference, like you do all this during your fencing, and, you know, I'm not really sure on that. That's the one thing that I really don't quite understand, but we've got it on anyway. COM 1 and COM 2, you'll set those to whatever you need for your departure. We're on 305 for that one. COM 2, or, yeah. 305 for both. Okay. Line item 27, standby, attitude indicator, uncage, and sets. There we go. He's good. Right click on him. Line item 28, OBOGs check. Yeah, we don't do that. 29, we don't do that one as well. Line item 30, canopy. Full closed. Left control C to get the canopy down. You could do this way earlier and just double check it by the time you get to this point. Sweet. INS knob to nav. We're going to put ours to IFA. Sweet. Left DDI HUD. And right DDI. It says checklist, but I've seen, you know, real life videos where they've had it on the FCS page. I've seen it on who is it? Growler Jams. I think I've seen his definitely on the FCS page. So we'll do that. There we go. HMP CD HSI set waypoint. So our waypoint, I don't think we have any entered, but we'll go ahead and do one. So that's basically it. We're ready to taxi at this point. So exterior lights, we could get those going. It's going to be L key for me. Landing taxi light switch. You know, that's another one that kind of varies. I think it's a lot on the SOP for the unit. I've seen some that say don't use the taxi light when taxiing and only turn the landing light on when you're taking off. So just depends on what they do. You could do either or. Release the parking brake. And let's double check the wheel brakes. Ease forward a little bit. With the brakes, nice, we're good with that. And check nose wheel steering as well too. High gain. There you go. Yeah, that's good as well too. So at this point, we're good to taxi to the runway to take off. The only other thing really that you do canopy, IFF, INS, parking brake, speed brake, takeoff checklist, seat, arm, definitely. That is one that you want to get before you take off, right before you get on the runway. And otherwise, you're good to go. Hope this helps you guys out and you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like if it helped you out, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. No, big cat, no. Stop. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over a spit. Okay. It's the weirdest day.